Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name's Penguin, and today we are going to be doing another team takeover in the low tier Pokemon League in the Nidoking Division. So the LTPL is a low tier Pokemon League, meaning that most of the high tier Pokemon have been cut and banned from the league. So here's the team that I actually picked up and will be using for this season. First up is Zygarde 10%. Zygarde 10% is a pretty cool Pokemon. It's one of the stronger and, in this case, high tier Pokemon that come in this draft. And I'm very excited to use it. Unfortunately, I won't be able to use its secondary ability, which is Power Construct, which allows it to turn into Zygarde complete form when it's at half health. But I still get to use this Pokemon. It's relatively fast, and it's one of the faster Pokemon on this team that I drafted, and there's a specific reason for that. And I'll get to that in just a little bit. Moving on, we have Galarian Weezing. So Galarian Weezing is a pretty cool one. Its ability, Neuralizing Gas, allows some Pokemon to lose their ability upon, I believe, contact. It has a very high defense stat, which is pretty good. It's at 120. It can also learn Defog, which is very nice. So I can get rid of rocks and toxic spikes on my side. And overall, pretty bulky Pokemon in the defense-wise, but HP is a little lacking, but that's okay. So moving on, we then have Durant. Durant is a very cool Pokemon. It has a very high defense stat at 112, and then it also has a pretty high attack stat and speed stat, both at 109. Durant will be an interesting mon to use. Its typing Bug Steel does leave a lot to leave open, so it's weak to fire. It's 4 times weak to fire, but that's okay. Its ability Hustle, on the other hand, can make this Pokemon a huge threat to a lot of Pokemon, and I'm excited to use this thing. Moving on, we have Decidueye. Decidueye I've used in the past. It's a pretty cool Pokemon. Its Grass Ghost typing is also pretty cool. This does mean that I am currently, as of the Pokemon that I've shown so far, doubly weak to fire, but that's okay. I do fix that later with a couple of choices. It has the ability Overgrown Long Reach, which can be pretty helpful, seeing as this Decidueye is an attacking Pokemon, not a special attacking, although it could be used as either. Next, we have Sharpedo, but Sharpedo, I actually decided to trade out. Sharpedo didn't really work on the team that I wanted, and I needed some type versatility on the team, so instead I decided to draft Gastrodon instead. Gastrodon I have again used in the past. It is a very bulky mon, and with the ability Storm Drain, I can completely nullify any water moves coming my way, which allows me to protect some of my Pokemon. It also learns Recover, and it can just sit in front of Pokemon and take hits and heal it back up. So I decided to stick with Gastrodon for this pick. Next pick would have been Articuno. Articuno, again, didn't really fit on the team I wanted. It did have an ice and flying typing, which was versatility on the team, but I decided to switch it out for Xatu. Xatu is a psychic flying Pokemon that has access to Magic Bounce, so I can bounce back any some status moves, such as like Toxic. I can sit this in front of a Pokemon that's trying to Toxic something, but also a key part of this Pokemon is that it learns Trick Room. I wanted to try and run a low tier Pokemon Trick Room. We'll see how this goes during the season. I'm not sure how well it will work, but that's why Xatu is here. It does learn Trick Room. It's also a pretty decent special attacker with 95 base special attack, and then it's also relatively fast compared to some of the Pokemon on this team with 95 speed. We then move on to Medicham, which I decided to trade out. It was a psychic fighting type, but I decided since I already had Natu, I didn't really want 2 dark weaknesses, so I decided to switch it out for another fighting type, Girder. Now, since Conkeldurr isn't in this draft, Girder is the next best choice. I can put a Flame Orb on this thing and use Guts. I could also use Sheer Force and just increase the attack of moves that have secondary abilities, and it's also relatively low speed, meaning it works pretty good in Trick Room. So I'm excited to use this Pokemon in Trick Room sets. We then have Electros, which I again switched out. I didn't want a pure electric type. It left me very open to ground type, even though I had Xatu and Galarian Weezing to swap in to get rid of any damage that would have been dealt by a ground type. So I instead opted to go for Vikavolt. Now, Vikavolt is a very, very strong special attacker. I have mostly physical attackers on my team, so I decided I needed a special attacker for this. It has a base 145 special attack with the ability Levitate, meaning that any ground type moves will not hit this Pokemon. It also has a surprisingly low speed, so this makes it a pretty good choice for a Trick Room team. Moving on, we have Colossal, which is a pretty cool Pokemon. I wanted to use this Pokemon not only because of its low speed. I wanted to keep this Pokemon not only for its low speed, but also it's pretty bulky. It has a 102 in defense and 110 in HP. It also gives me a fire immunity as it learns Flash Fire. And Steam Engine could also be useful if I don't want to run Trick Room. I can sit it in front of a fire type Pokemon and get Speed Engine, so I get increase to my speed. But yeah, Colossal, I'm excited to use it. It's my first time using this Pokemon in Draft League format. And then the final Pokemon, Munchlax. Munchlax is a pretty bulky mon. It has a 135 in HP. It also has decent special defense with 85, and Thick Fat just makes this Pokemon a great wall to just sit in front of Pokemon, take hits, and yeah. So that's going to be the team for LTPL, and I'm excited to use this team. And we have the first battle coming up against Revenant pretty soon. So stay tuned for that one. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.